Yes, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Football with Ends. Yeah, man. Football in the Premier League sucks, bro. And I'm gonna tell you the reasons why. I thought this for ages, right? I've been thinking this for ages, like at least 4 or 5 years. Probably even further back. I would say as well, in terms of the Premier League, and just football in this country in general. It sucks, man. It's not as good as everyone tries to make it out to be. It's not as entertaining as what people think it is. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna give you 4 reasons why I think that is as well. To start off with, the first one is the only reason why players even consider coming to the Premier League is because of the money.
He ain't lying.
Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest as possible here, man. Let's just think about it, take the emotions away. The only reason why players come here, because it can't be for the football. There's no way you're telling me players decide to come to the Premier League because of the football, and it's entertaining and it's blah blah blah. That's what the media companies will sell to you. That's what they'll tell you. That's what the pundits will say. It's the most entertaining league out there. But we know it's not. We know it's not. And one of those reasons is because of referees, bro. It's not entertaining because of these guys. These guys end up spoiling the game as much as they possibly can because it has to be about them. It has to be about, the decisions. And that brings you to my number two. Number two is it's always based around the decisions in games. It's never about the football. You will watch a game for 90 minutes, and at the end of the 90 minutes, I guarantee you 95% of the times in this country, it's always the talking points are always around refereeing decisions.
He ain't lying.
It's never about, did you watch that game? Oh, brilliant game of football. Brilliant game of football. That, I really enjoyed it. Really saw. Did you see the skill from this guy? Or did you see that pass from that guy? Or did you see that great defending there from that guy? Did you see that outstanding save? It's never about that. And remember what I'm talking about, guys. I'm not talking about the anomaly. I'm not talking about the odd games, because, of course, there is the odd game out there, odd couple of games. I'm talking about majority of the games that are played in the Premier League. It's based around refereeing decisions. Just take a minute. I promise you, take a minute.
Let me think about it. Okay, I thought about it.
And I promise you that you think about it, that's what it's about. It's never about the actual game itself. Liverpool obviously had a game yesterday, 2-2. Listen, I'm never one to blame refs and do all of that kind of stuff in it. I think you score your goals, you deserve to win. You get away with stuff in the game, and that's it. But just watching some of the stuff yesterday, that just proved to me some of the fouls, that was given to Everton that wasn't given to Liverpool. Like, you're touching their players and they're going over and the referee's blowing. Our players are getting pulled and fouled, and he's carrying on the game. And I'm like, I expect some of these fouls to be like, yeah, if your teammate gets the ball, can we play on? And then if we don't get the advantage, cool, bring it back. But there was a tackle in particular that I saw Mo Salah driving forward and he didn't get it. He didn't get the foul. And I'm just like, what is going on here, bro? Like, what's going on here? He's dribbling past 3-4 players, dropping the shoulder, cuts inside, gets clipped, gets brought down. And I'm like, okay, ref's gonna, and he plays on. But that's what I mean. Like, you want to enjoy the sport, right? And in England, you want to enjoy the football. You want to, the reason for this is an entertainment piece, right? That's what, sports are out there to do. It's for us to sit, really enjoy it. Maybe a long, hard day at work or whatever it may be, a work, a whole week at work, and you're right. Let me go and watch my team that I support. Let me go and buy these expensive tickets that I need to go and buy, and you put me in the most crappiest seats ever. Cool. It's for the experience. You go to the game, you meet, other fans, you get to know people, X, Y, and Z. You buy some food and you might bring your child, or it's just an entertainment piece. So after a long day, long week at work, you go, right, go to my favorite game. And then this is what you end up with. You end up with, no players that have identity no more, because as soon as a player wants to do a skill, or if they just want to be themselves, you kick that out of them straight away. No, you must pass. You must do this. You must. It's becoming so rigid, so robotic, so unentertaining, uninspiring. I honestly don't know why. Like, for me personally, why kids growing up now want to become footballers. I knew when I was growing up why I wanted to become a footballer is because I had some world-class footballers where I'm just like, bro, I want to go and play so I can go and do what they're doing. You know, your Ronaldinho's, your Zidane, your Shevchenko's, your AC Milan scoring goals, your Kaká's, your Nesta's, your Maldini's, Cannavaro's, you know what I mean? Your Francesco Totti's, your Del Piero's, your Christian Vieri, Adriano, Dieto's, the Messi's. You're watching Xavi, Busquets. You're watching all of these players, Buffon in goal. Even when he came to the Premier League, you had Ronaldo when he came here, mad step overs, and he wanted to just kill off every fullback. Ashley Cole, the way he used to, Henry, the sauciness, even Robert Pires, Bergkamp. You had all of these players, man. And you're looking at it now and you're just going, you're like, who inspires these players now? Like, I'm looking around and I'm like, as a young kid, who is inspiring you? Because everything's so data driven and so metrics driven. Who inspires you to actually want to be a football player? Like, there's no Messi now. He's gone to, like, you know, live in LA and do his thing now. Ronaldo's in Saudi. So you got those two out. Who else is there? There's no one there. You're like, raw, like, this guy gets me out my seat when he gets on the ball. You know, I stand up and I'm like, yeah, cheering it on. Oh, he sourced that guy. And I'm not saying the sport, you know, should just be based around that, but that's the whole point of entertainment. It's for entertainment. But when the entertainment piece is more off the pitch than on the pitch, now you have a problem. And it's more off the pitch than it is on the pitch, because you're not sitting there telling me you enjoyed this game yesterday. Like, oh my days, great game of football. It's the after effect, excuse me, that you're talking about. It's the after effect. Why? Because there's too much money in the Premier League. There's too much money to be made from, you know, from these teams. There's too much money that everyone else in and around, they have to align their pocket. They have to make it as close to an entertainment piece in terms of making it into a good title race, a good top four race, the relegation battle, the European spots. They have to make it. They can't allow teams for their merit and their hard work to get to where they need to get to.
He ain't lying.
Because what happens then, it becomes less interesting. Because, for an example, if Liverpool beat Everton yesterday, for an example, 9 points clear, you could probably say the league is done. You just say it's done, right? If the top four teams already like situated and it's done, there's no, you know, everyone's where they need to be, cool. Then the rest of the teams, you're like, there's no point. They're not fighting for anything. You're just fighting for maybe one spot, two spots in terms of where you can finish in the league. And in the relegation, if the team just above that is like gone, you're like, oh, you already know the teams are getting relegated. So it becomes boring. When it comes to the latter stage of the season, when it's boring, you're like, okay, Liverpool could win the season by here. The top four is situated by here, and you still got like 10 games of relegation situated here, the European spot situated here, and there's still like 10 games left. You'd be like, what's the point of watching these games? They're not going to be into, because you already know where everyone plays. So there has to be a level of controversy that keeps getting done to keep it a bit edgy, keep it a bit entertaining. And that's why I think the football's dead, bro. Like, I can't, like, I've spoken to so many like close friends that watch people that play in the game, academy players that's in and around the game. I spoke to so many of these, and I don't see it. I honestly don't see the enjoyment anymore of it. I don't see it. Look, you have from here. This is what, you know, he's saying, what a sport. So these things that happen, remember, it's not just the goal, it's the sending offs that's entertaining. It's the after effect of it. It's the decisions within the game. It's never about the goal. It's never about how good the football was. It's never about, you know, the saves, whatever it may be, like the passing, the crossing, whatever it may be, the skills within the game, the whole entertainment piece. It's about the after effect. Off the pitch stuff is the most important, you know, the most, you know, fun thing about the game. And then, you know, I bring this up just to kind of clarify, like, why I'm saying it. It's not about entertainment no more. It's about results. And I'm a fan of football. I'm a massive fan of the sport. But even my love, I would say, has diminished over the years. Like, I mean, like, proper diminish. Where before, if my team lost, it affected me. If my team drew, it affected me. If things happen, it affected me. But like now, I'm just like, I know I know these things are gonna happen. So why am I gonna put myself through those situations? They pile on games, and they want these players to play as many games as possible so they can line their pockets. And that's why you have so many injuries. What we had last, like, it was mad, the amount of games. And look, it's not just about that. Obviously, there was other context to it. I can add to it, but just to kind of give you an example. So when you're playing these games and you have all the stars missing from these games, the game isn't as entertaining. You want to see all the best players on the pitch in the big games all the time, right? To make the game entertaining. But the amount of games these guys are playing, there's always players missing. Arsenal this season, Saka. Like, love seeing Saka play the way he plays. I know exactly what he's going to do in the game, but because he's played so many damn games, he can't stay. He's not going to be able to stay fit his whole career. It's just mad. The lower leagues, Championship, League One, League Two, the ones before the non-league. If you watch those games, I promise you see what entertainment is about. There's people that's doing their skills. There's people doing some great passing, some great goals, off the cuff stuff. They're just doing some great stuff in those leagues, but no one watches them a lot. Obviously, there's a lot of fans that watches, obviously, their teams within those leagues, but it's not broadcast enough. It's not televised enough. And you go and watch that, you'll see, bro, like there's so much done, but maybe I should just say it's just the Premier League then. Maybe I should just stick away and say, nah, maybe it's just not just England itself. There's some section, yes, but I love the Championship. I find them more entertaining than the Premier League games because I feel like they've kept that trueness about football there. And where in the Premier League, it's like a lot more money-driven corruption going on in that one. Where in the Championship, it just feels like if you win, it's off your own merit. It's if you win the game, it's off your hard work instead of being a refereeing decision. And as I said, guys, there will be the anomalies. There will be the odd games where, yes, there's a bit of madness from the referees, but in general, it's not. It's definitely not. It's just football. I look at all of these games now. You're going Spurs versus Man United. You're like, no, that should be an entertaining game. It might well be, but at the end of the day, let's see. Maybe we speak about, it'll be an off the field thing that you speak about in that one instead, right? Man City, Newcastle, you're like, yeah, that should be an entertaining game, both teams. Let's see if it's a refereeing decision that causes that game there as well. But there's games that's coming up in the Premier League where I'm just like, it should be an entertainment. It should be like a good game to go and watch, but it's not going to be. And I guarantee you, probably the Brighton Chelsea, you'd probably say probably the most entertaining game in this one. Maybe even like the West Ham Brentford. But even in those games, it's some mad controversy. It would be like they didn't do the lines properly. The referee did this. The referee did that. It's never around the footballing piece. But let me know what you guys think, man. Like, I've waffled on for too long. Let me know what you guys think, man. This one, I woke up and I thought, why not just come and talk to the people and see what you guys think, man. But I just think the football in the Premier League just sucks, bro. Like, it sucks. And I don't know. I don't see how anyone can watch these games and go, yeah, nah. And I watch a hell of a lot of football. Outside of the Premier League, though, football galore, bro. You enjoy the football. You enjoy the guys that watch a lot of the games outside La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, league. You guys watch all them games, even in the lower leagues, in the Championship, whatever. You guys will know anyway, man, how much the football is better there. But look, Liverpool are 7 points clear at the top of the table, leveled on games now. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Over to Arsenal, they got Leicester. I think it's on Saturday. But I think with the news coming out of their camp in Dubai is that Kai Havertz could miss the rest of the season because of a hamstring injury, and he might need surgery on it. So they could be in a hell of a trouble not having a striker in that game. Look, they still got some quality players in their team, but who knows, man? Who knows? They need them points, and if they don't beat Leicester, then yeah. It's kind of those ones, because then if say they even draw, that puts them back to 6 points with Liverpool back in the game in hand again. So it goes back to exactly where it was again, doesn't it? So listen, let's see what happens, guys. But remember to like, comment, and share. Subscribe to the channel if you're here to do so, and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you got to this far, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys